OGGM. I am your mascot. Buy my merch. What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM, coming to you live on May the Star Wars Day 4th. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning here at Site B on a lovely spring morning, bringing you, again, with the new format of bits and bobs and teeny little bits of tabletop role-playing game news that have nothing to do with Wizards of the Coast every day, instead of just shotgunning you news Mondays and Fridays. So some people have said they prefer this format. Some people have said they prefer the other format. This is just kind of easier for me to focus on individual stories every day. So hopefully it will garner us more views, help with the algorithm, and maybe even make us a little bit more support money. Support the OGGM. Give me a subscribe. All right, so what's going on in the tabletop role-playing game news today? And what do you think of King Slime selling newspapers picture here? I kind of like it. Let me know what you think. Okay. New board game has been announced from Acon Games. It's called DEFCON 1. It's a Cold War board game about, I guess, one of people each play the sides invested in the Cold War and see which one of them blows the other up first. If you're a board game person and that's your kind of thing, I guess that's interesting. Steve Jackson Games has announced another new release for Munchkin because, yes, and this one is Munchkin Cows. I don't know how many expansions to Munchkin there are now. It's got to be over 20, right? Probably getting close to 100. Anybody remember original Munchkin or Knights of the Dinner Table or Hackmaster or what original Munchkin was all about? Because I think it is far, far, far paramutated into a brand new thing. Still, Munchkin's a fun game. I mean, despite all the expansions and new weird things they've added over the years, it still basically breaks down to the same game. Open the door, fight the thing, take the treasure. Who gets to 10th level first? But, you know, Vampire Cow. There's a new expansion to the expansion to Clank. So Clank is a board game. A couple years back, they made a version of the board game based upon the characters and NPCs from Acquisitions Incorporated, the long-running YouTube show from the people at Penny Arcade, featuring formerly Chris Perkins and later Jeremy Crawford, and of course the infamous Jim Dark Magic. They have now released an expansion to the expansion. So there's now an Acquisitions Incorporated 2 expansion out called Darkest Magic. It's Clank Legacy 2, Acquisitions Incorporated, Darkest Magic. As you know, Penny Arcade is kickstarting the next generation of Acquisitions Incorporated, a brand new series called Acquisitions Incorporated 2 that might take place in the world of Dark Sun. I don't know who's going to be DMing this, who's going to be playing this, if it's going to be a long term, if it's going to be a short term, but it looks like before the year or next year is over, we will see some more love from Acquisitions Incorporated. Of course, it was never the same when Chris left and Jeremy Crawford started DMing it, but that's just my personal opinion. There's a new tarot-based tabletop role-playing game called Circle of Eyes. No one cares. A tabletop role-playing game based on tarot cards. Yeah, no. There is a fantasy anime campaign coming out called Otherworlds. There's a bunch of anime role-playing games out already. You know, Teenagers from Outer Space and Tinker's Dam were some of the first, and they did it pretty well. I don't know what you could add to the genre that hasn't already been done 100-fold, but if you are a fan of tabletop role-playing games and a fan of big girls with big bobas and big guns and anime and giant robots, and you're looking for a tabletop role-playing game about any of those, looks like we've got Otherworlds coming out. Hey, remember Sea of Dread? The little figure game where you had to pop out boats that were impossible to put together, and then you had these little pop-out boat wars? Well, it looks like they've got a brand new expansion coming out. It's for Seas of Dread. It's for the Armada tabletop game, And it's basically you pop out little boats and you make these little armies out of boats, and then you sail around and fight each other. And it was fun for a while. The most fun was popping out and building the boats, because once you put them together, they were really cool looking. But God, it was so frustrating to try and make them. Yeah, so nothing really amazing today, but just little bits and bobs of tabletop role-playing game news, talking about board games, card games, collectible card games, just sort of expanding and seeing if we can cover other stories. And cows. You can never go wrong with cows, right? Anyways, it's May the 4th, so don't be surprised if there's some more Star Wars puns in store for you before the day is over. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please subscribe. Help me reach 2,000 subs and embrace the dark side of the Force by the end of the year. And if you're looking for ways to support me, you can. Easiest to subscribe. You can head on over to BIG GEEK EMPORIUM and buy my merch. You can sign up for the Patreon, stuff like that. There's lots of fun ways to support the OGGM in 2023. Till next time, have a great day, and we will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. May the King Slime be with you. Always. Yeah, buy my merch.